Hello, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. If you're new to the channel, we are going to talk about agrimony in this video. So everything concerning this wonderful agrimony herb, from side effects to benefits to warnings to different ways to use it and specific recipes to follow when it comes to using the power of agrimony in the healing process. So we are here at Amazon, as well as iHerb, eBay, and Mountain Roads Herbs to show you the agrimony herb, which is not quite common as other herbs before. In the previous video, we talked about chamomile, and we also discussed the benefits of it. So if you haven't watched the last video and you would like to know the important things about chamomile and how to use it for your own health, I highly advise you to check it out. I will include it in the description box below this video. So we are talking about agrimony here, and as you can see here, we have the agrimony organic herb, which is dried, and we also have most of it in dried, and also there is an agrimony flower remedy as well that's highly recommended, and it's just basically an essence, so it's much more of a concentrated form, and this one's more for energetic healing, so it's to communicate openly if you are into flower remedies. And we've also talked about and discussed the benefits of flower remedies before in this channel, so I will place a link to the video about flower remedies and the specific studies regarding flower remedies in the description box below, so you may want to check it out. But this is another option that you can use the agrimony flower for. So most of it are either in loose leaf or powder, and this is another type of flower essence, another brand, sorry. We have the agrimony lotion. So let's get started talking about the wonderful power of agrimony. So agrimony is considered a really sacred healing herb, and it's actually used for mucous membranes, and it's also considered a sacred herb because it has astringent properties in order to help to stop bleeding. So the species of agrimony is the Eupatoria. Sorry for my pronunciation. I will link the most important information that we discussed in today's video in the description box below for you to refer to that later on. So this specific type of agrimony has been used since the Saxon times for wounds specifically, and also in the 15th century it's also been the most important main element or ingredient for the arquebustain water, which is basically a battlefield remedy for gunshot wounds. Quite interesting. And also the healing power is now attributed to the herb's high silica content. So because it's high in silica, it has wonderful healing powers as well. And a different species of agrimony is the Abelosia, the Abelosa, which is known in Chinese medicine. Is also used in different ways as well. So we've got two types of agrimony that it's considered for its healing, powerful benefits as well. And it's basically a cool, drying, bitter, astringent taste to it, and it's filled with tannins, with silica. It also has essential oil component that is extremely bitter, and it's rich in minerals, in vitamin B and also vitamin K as well, and flavonoids. So what it does is it is extremely diuretic, and it's a basic tissue healer. So as we said, it stops bleeding and it stimulates the bile flow, and also it has antiviral properties that are reported in the studies as well. Another thing is that it's the specific part of, or the specific species of agrimony, the second one that we discussed that's highly used in Chinese medicine, the Abelosa, is important because it contains antiparasitic and antibacterial properties. It's different to the Eupatoria, the first species. So make sure if you want to use the herb agrimony for its antiparasitic and antibacterial properties, make sure that it is the Abelosa species of it. So there's different parts of the agrimony that can be used. We have the leaves as well as the stems and the other parts as well. So for the leaves, there are a component of a cooling estrogenic component to these leaves, and they can be used for hot conditions. They could be used for cases of diarrhea, bronchitis, urinary infections as well. Also to help clear inflammations in general and phlegm and toxins and encourage healing. They are good for the skin, specifically skin inflammations and ulcers, and they do stop bleeding from cuts as well. So when you are growing the agrimony, or when you are growing this wonderful herb, or it's growing in your area and you have correctly identified it using the correct sources, you may want to gather before or during the early flowering in summers, just so basically before it starts flowering in the early summer is the best time to harvest this wonderful herb. So it has also been used to stop bleeding, as we discussed, and the Chinese species, the Abelosa, has been used for its antibacterial, anti-parasitic properties, also used for tapeworm, for dysentery, and for malaria as well. So I highly advise you, if you want to use the Agrimony, to head over to a medical holistic practitioner and then use it under their approval and under their supervision as well, because it is a quite potentially powerful herb, so you want to use it with care. And we have a couple of things that we would like to discuss in this video apart from that, which is how to use the herb, how to go about applying the herb. Well, we have different ways. We have the tincture, we have poultice, we even have the gargle as well. So for the infusion, it's basically considered a gentle remedy for diarrhea, as we said, specifically in infants and children. I do not recommend using it with infants and children unless you are under the supervision of a medical holistic practitioner that has already seen your child and diagnosed the problem. Here in this video, we just simply give you an informative information about specific herbs and specific remedies, and also what has been personally working for myself, as well as many others based on recent studies, scientific studies as well. So when it comes to the infusion, it can also be taken for basic health as well. So for the tincture, it's really potent and it's really drying more than the infusion, so it's effective for conditions that involve excess phlegm or mucus, and it also can be used for different urinary infections, bronchitis, and also heavy menstrual bleeding as well. So it's really important for that. Another way to use this Agrimony herb is as a poultice. So you can apply the poultice on of the leaves for migraine. So we haven't discussed poultice in this channel before, and we will do a concentrated video on how to do poultice and how to apply different ones and take advantage of that in the upcoming videos. Another way to use Agrimony is as a wash. So you can simply use the infusion for wounds, for sores, for eczema, and also for varicose ulcers as well. So for the eye wash, you can use a weakened infusion, around 10 grams of the Agrimony herb to about 500 mils of water for conjunctivitis. So warm water to 10 grams of the Agrimony herb for conjunctivitis. Simply use it as a wash as well. So let's have a look at what is available in Mountain Rose Herbs for this wonderful herb. Here we only have the dried component of that herb. Apart from that, we also have another way to use Agrimony is as a gargle for sore throat, for nasal blockages as well. You can use the infusion as a gargle. So you can also use it for the deconcussion, which is simply use the Chinese form of the herb, which is the Abelosa, for heavy uterine bleeding, also for digestive parasites as well. So it's really great for that, just like wormwood. Another thing is using it as a compress. You can soak a pad and use it for boils. You can also use it as a specific general immune booster as well. So I hope just before we end the video, just want to discuss some words of caution and words of warnings as well. So the herb Agrimony is very estrogenate, and it also can be taken if you are having some digestive discomforts, but you need to avoid taking it if you are suffering from constipation. So if you're suffering from constipation, do not take the herb because it will make it much more worse. So we've come towards the end of our video. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, share, and subscribe. We would love to have you on board. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.